to Abba, Yahusha is king, and he's coming back soon, and to him I will cling. Divide the sheep from the goats, it's division he bring. Jesus is a false messiah, and I know that it stings. Screw that white pagan Jesus, Yahusha is king, and he's coming back soon, and to him I will cling. Divide the sheep from the goats, it's division he brings. You rejecting, you will perish, and I know that it stings. A Messiah named Yahusha, not Jesus or Christ. He don't have a pagan name that you need to get right. Don't wait till judgment day, you gon' plead for your life. Abraham brought the seed, that's the seed that brings life. And salvation is free, it's the cheapest in price. We all one in Yahusha, if you agree that we tight. And religion ain't the way, you need to flee from the lies. Keep his laws and commandments, be keen and be wise. And there's no one like him, went from lamb to a lion. Don't be mad at the truth, cause I'm here to enlighten. And the dome above us, NASA constantly lying. You think the earth isn't level, better peep the horizon. And I'm trying to gain the crown of life and make it to Zion. King Yahusha will return, hope to see you at Zion. No pre-trib rapture, we endure to the end. And the Most High is with us, he our father and friend. Hey, the old will pass away, the meek inherit the earth. You believe and repent, that is truly rebirth. And his blood that he shed paid the ultimate debt. Carried the sins of the world, had a sorrowful death. But he cried cause he loved us, and Yahusha just wept. And Yahuwah sent his son, covenant he had kept. In the name of Yahusha, I pray you accept. Every soul shall confess that he came in the flesh, and his name has been suppressed. Confess his name and be blessed. You will feel fresh like breath after brushing with crest. John 5:43, Christ can't save you from death. And the truth is hard to swallow when it got you so pressed. Only one way to Abba, Yahusha is king, and he's coming back soon, and to him I will cling. Divide the sheep from the goats, it's division he bring. Jesus is a false messiah, and I know that it stings. Screw that white pagan Jesus, Yahusha is king, and he's coming back soon, and to him I will cling. Divide the sheep from the goats, it's division he brings. You rejecting, you will perish, and I know that it stings. A Messiah named Yahusha, I call on his name. Yeah, call on his name. I call on his name. A Messiah named Yahusha, I call on his name. I call on his name. Yeah, call on his name. So the issue that I've been seeing a lot, especially in my own community, with those of us who know who we are, reject the Messiah. If you go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, the Most High tells the serpent that there will be a seed that comes from the woman, a righteous seed, that will bruise and destroy the serpent. So if you don't accept the Messiah, help me understand who that seed is. I've heard people say it's Abraham. I've heard people say it's Abel. But that's the thing. Those men have died and gone. And the world is getting more evil. There's only one righteous king that will come and destroy the serpent. This is given in the Torah, Genesis 3:15. Let's go to Genesis 22, 1 through 18. When Abraham is about to sacrifice his son Isaac, the Most High stops him. And he ends up doing an actual offering, according to the Torah. But the thing is, that was a foreshadowing of the coming Messiah. A lot of people say that Yasharal is the firstborn. But the thing about that also is that we have rebelled against the Most High. We have not walked in righteousness. That's why we're under these curses. That's why we've been scattered to all nations. So there's only one righteous king that came from Yahudah that was able to die and atone for our sins because he kept the law, he kept the Torah 100% perfectly. He didn't walk in sin, he didn't walk in lust, he didn't walk in the way of the other nations. And that's Yahusha. Wake up, y'all. There's only one king that we must bow to, and that is Yahusha HaMashiach, who was sent by our Elohim, Yahuwah. John 5:43 came in his Father's name. And to all Christians out there listening to this, his name is not Jesus. His name is Yahusha HaMashiach, Yada Yahuwah. Shalom.
Hey, Yexer. Hey, Yexer.
Wrote this letter to Yahuwah, it's entitled, Dear Abba. Heard the cries of your people and you rain down manna. And your love knows no bounds, and Abba read is called a Haba. Creator of all things, Yahuwah is my Abba. Sometimes I feel unworthy cause I'm really far from perfect. To serve you is my purpose, and Yahusha made it worth it. Salvation through your son, no price and no purchase. You called us your people, we was taught that we was worthless. Yahuwah is eternal, holy one of Yasharel. Yahuwah Eloheinu, all them demons you repel. When I'm grieving, you relieve me, it is with me that you dwell. And your Melachim camp around me, you love me when I fail. Sometimes I make mistakes, I reverse and hit the brakes. But through faith, I see grace, and one day I'll see your face. Yahusha gave us life when he stood all in our place. Righteous king named Yahusha, he is worthy of my praise. Yahuwah and Yahusha, yeah, I say aloud their names. Their names are perpetual and no, they can't be changed. And we grow closer every day, we'll never be estranged. If you listen to this song, then let me hear you say, yeah, I am not alone. Ay, I am not alone. I'm walking in your ways, I'm not walking in my own. I can feel your spirit cause you make your presence known. At the sound of the trumpet, one day we all go home. Yeah, I am not alone. Ay, I am not alone. I'm walking in your ways, I'm not walking in my own. I can feel your spirit cause you make your presence known. At the sound of the trumpet, one day we all go home. Yeah. Wrote this letter to Yahuwah, it's entitled, Dear Abba. Heard the cries of your people and you rain down manna. And your love knows no bounds, and Abba read is called a Haba. Creator of all things, Yahuwah is my Abba. Wrote this letter to Yahuwah, it's entitled, Dear Abba. Heard the cries of your people and you rain down manna. And your love knows no bounds, and Abba read is called a Haba. Creator of all things, Yahuwah is my Abba.
Hey, Yexer. Hey, Yexer.
There is one, Elohim, creator of all things. He delivered his people from the house of bondage in Egypt. He is the creator of all things, the Most High Yahuwah, that created the heavens and earth. There's no limit to his power, nor to his grace for those who love him. He is righteous, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. He is pure, with no body of flesh and bones, but a spirit. Yahuwah is love, but also hates the things that are impure and evil. His love is so great that he sent his son Yahusha, whom the world unknowingly and ignorantly calls Jesus. I do not mean ignorant in a disrespectful way, but I mean those lacking in knowledge. Yahusha was born of a virgin woman and was prophesied to come from the lineage of his chosen people, Yasharah, who are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahusha was without sin, just like his father Yahuwah. No impure thoughts nor deeds of wickedness came from him. He taught the laws and commandments of Yahuwah, known as the Torah. He walked in them, he lived them, and according to Torah, before Yahusha was born, animal sacrifices were for the purification of sin. The children of Yasharah did these sacrifices in order to enter into the presence of Yahuwah Elohim. But Yahusha was that lamb without blemish, and because he died and carried the sins of the world, through him we now have direct access to Yahuwah. Yahusha was that sacrificial lamb that was slain to atone for the sin of all mankind that believe on his name. Genesis 22:18, and in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. This was Yahuwah Alua telling Abraham of the coming Mashiach, or Messiah Yahusha. Them that believe in him shall be blessed, and through his blood being shed, those that follow in the ways of Torah observance have the chance to inherit the promises of Yasharal, be it the bloodborn and those of other nations grafted in. This is the greatest love of all, that Yahuwah sent his son to redeem all nations, that would accept his son and walk in his ways. For this reason, I will perpetually esteem Yahuwah and Yahusha. All praise to the Most High.
Hey, Yexer.
Ready to go, hit the like button for sure. Yeah, you already know. Dun 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 dun.
Shalom, 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 family. I hope you guys are doing great. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah, and his son, Yahusha. I just want to go ahead and jump into this. I'm not going to be on here long because we have another lesson that we're doing today. Yesterday, I was not able to do the lesson on the pagan origins of the birthday. So we're still doing that episode today. People are like, Yex, are you still doing that? Yeah, we are. We're going to be doing it in about an hour and 42 minutes. Okay, I'm going to be doing the pagan origins of the birthday. So we will be going live in about an hour and 42 minutes. So be sure to be back here. Okay. All right. So we're going to this is not going to be a long lesson, as I said. So we're going to just jump right into this. Shout out to the moderators of the Yexer Malki Yahoo channel. Shout out to every one of you that is not a moderator that is here with us today. All praises be to Yahuwah. Okay, family. So we're going to jump into this real quick. So I pulled up here on my WordPress. If you guys want access to these this information, of course, it's going to be on my blog. Link is in description. So I went ahead and I decided to go ahead and lay out all the books of the Bible in the ancient tongue. Okay. So this is Ha-Abari Sham-Shah Safarim. Okay. The Hebrew names of the books of the Bible, what you call the Bible, but I have it as Ha-Nigaluth because they are really scrolls. They were originally written on scrolls. Now, what we have today as the Bible is like a book, but it's really a collection of ancient Abari scrolls or Megaluth. Okay, so we're gonna just go through this real quick. This is the blog here, and again, the link is in the description if you want to just have access to these and copy and paste them or whatever you want to do. We're gonna just go through all these books, the name of what they are, and we're also gonna go through the meanings of each of the names of the prophets and the authors of the Bible, so you can understand why Abari names are so important. Okay, so let me go ahead and let's go through this. Okay. So the first 5 books, as you know,
is called the Torah in English. Now, in Abari, it's pronounced Thura, Thura, okay? Because you have the thou, which makes the th sound. You have the ua, you have the ra, the rash, and then you have the ha, okay? So it would be pronounced actually in Abari accurately would be thu, and then ra, okay? Thura, okay? So obviously the first book is Genesis. In the Abari, it would be Barashith, and it means in the beginning. Okay, very simple. If you look, a lot of these books, when you look at the very, very first scripture, it's going to tell you what the name of the book was originally called. In the beginning, Alua created the heavens and the earth. Barashith means in the beginning. Okay, very simple. Second book is Exodus. Now, a lot of people think that Shamuth means Exodus, but it doesn't. It means names, okay? That's why we say Baruch, Bahasham, Yahuwah, blessed be the name of Yahuwah, right? So Shamuth is Sheen, Mom, Ua, Thou, okay? So this will be pronounced Shamuth, and it means names, okay? The next one is Leviticus, all right? But this is actually pronounced Uyakara, okay? You've got the Ua, you've got the Yad, you've got the Kuf, you've got the Rash, and you've got the Aleph, Uyakara. And that means, and he called, all right? Moving on, you have Bamadabar, or numbers in the English. And that means in the wilderness, okay? So you have the Bath, you have the Mam, you have the Daleth, you have the Bat again, and then you have the Rash, which is Bamadabar, okay? And that means in the wilderness, as I said. And then the last book of the Torah is going to be Deuteronomy, okay? Actually, it should be Ha-Dabarim, but I just put Dabarim because that's actually what it would be. But it means words. Dabarim means words. Dabar means word, singular. Dabarim means words, plural, okay? But it would actually be more accurately pronounced as Ha-Dabarim, which means the words, okay? Now, the next section, once you get past the Torah or the Torah, it would be the Nabim, Ha-Nabim, the Nabim or the prophets, okay? So the first one is Joshua. And as I've said so many times, Joshua and Yahusha, they have the same name. That's why when you look at the book of Yahusha or Joshua, it's always referring to him as the son of Nun, because it's making a distinction between Joshua and Yahusha, okay? And we already know that Yahusha means Yahuwah is salvation, okay? Now, the next book is Judges, okay? And Judges is pronounced Shafatim, not theme, because there's no thou. It's actually the tot, and the tot makes the straight T sound. So it would be Shafatim, which means judges or vindicators, okay? So you got the Sheen, you've got the Ba, you've got the Tot, you've got the Yad, and you've got the M, which is Shafatim or judges, okay? Then you have 1 Samuel. That would actually be pronounced Rishun, right? So if you look at Shamuel, right? Shamu means with, Alua with, okay? Heard of Alua or with Alua, okay? And that would be pronounced Shamuel. In the English, they say Samuel, but it would be Shamuel. 2 Samuel will be the same thing, but it would be Shamuel Shani, which means second, okay? Next, you have 1 Kings, okay? And that's pronounced Malakim Rishun. Rishun means first, okay? Now, Malakim has two meanings in Abari. It could either mean the messengers or the angels of Yahuwah, right? So you can refer to angels as Malak or Malakim, but then also it can mean kings. It depends on the context, because, you know, you have some Abari words that have multiple meanings. For example, if you use the word Yom can mean day, it can mean season, it can mean many, many different things. So it just depends on the context when you're reading the scripts in order to understand what they're actually saying. So Malakim means kings or rulers, and obviously in Kings, we're talking about the reign of Daud. We're also talking about the reign of Solomon, mentioned in the book of 1 Kings as well as 2 Kings. Malakim Shani would be 2 Kings right here, okay? Malakim Shani, and Shani means second, okay? The next book is Chronicles, okay? And Chronicles would be pronounced Dabar Ha-Yumim, which means words or matters of the days, okay? Dabar, like I said, means word. Ha-yumim, the days. Okay, every time you see ha in front of a word, or you see the ha letter, which is the H sound in front of a word, it means the. That's why we say Yahusha Hamashiach, which means Yahusha, the Messiah. Okay, all right. Let's keep going. Now, the next word or the next book is going to be Ezra in the English, but it's actually pronounced Azara, all right, which means help or aid. You've got the Ayin, you've got the Zain, you've got the Rosh, and you've got the Aleph. So it'll be Azara, okay, which means help or aid. That's why when you think about in Babylon, you had the three Abari boys. One's name was Kanan Yahu, one's name was Misha'al, and then another one's name was Azarayahu. And Azarayahu means helped of Yahuwah. Okay, so if you take the word Azara and you put Yahu, you get Azarayahu, which means helped of Yahuwah. But if you just have the word Azara, then it would be help or aid. Okay, next book is Nehemiah. Okay, and this one is actually pronounced Nakam Yahu. Okay, so you've got the noon, you've got the kat, you've got the mom, so that gives us Nakam, and then you have the Yahu, which is the shortened version of Yahuwah's name. Okay, so Nakam Yahu means comfort or consolation of Yahuwah, or Yahuwah comforts. Okay, so again, this is why we say the true names. We don't say the JC, the God, because all of these names have meaning, family. Every one of them does. Let's keep going. The next one is Yasha Yahu, or what they say in the English is Isaiah. Okay, and this means salvation of Yahuwah. Okay, because remember, the root word of Yahusha's name is Yasha, and that's where you got that right here, Yasha Yahu. Okay, which means salvation of Yahuwah. Okay, Isaiah. Now, this is another reason why I disagree with people saying that the Messiah's name is Yeshaya, because that takes away the whole Yahu part of this, right? They say, well, the Messiah's name is Yeshaya, but there's no proof of that. And then on top of that, it absolves the Yahu, because we know darn well the Messiah or Yahuwah was never referred to as Yah. Okay. Now, again, if you look at the names here, Yahu, okay, Yahu, Yahu. All right, that was always when his name was shortened, okay? Because he would not, you know what I'm saying, they would not have Yahuwah in their name, but that Yahu points you back to Yahuwah, okay? So when they say his name is Yah, I disagree with that personally, because there's no instance of him ever having his name shortened. It only was shortened when he put his name in his people, which the scriptures clearly say that he did, okay? So moving on, this is Jeremiah, or in the Abari, it would be Yaram Yahu. Okay, Yaram Yahu. Yad, Rash, Mam, Yod, Hey, Uwa, which means Yahuwah will rise up, or Yahuwah is exalted. Okay, and why was Yahuwah exalted through Yaram Yahu? Because he spoke many, many very, very important. He did many katubim, many writings about how Yahuwah would rise up and save his people. This is why you find Yaram Yahu covers a lot about our captivity and being brought out of this land by who? The hand of the Most High, Yahuwah, who will bring his children out of captivity. Okay, so a lot of the prophetic books in Yaram Yahu and Yashayahu speak about the salvation of Yahuwah, right? So we know the Yasharal are going to be restored back to our rightful place as the priests, the kings and queens of the earth that are the obedient servants of Yahuwah, right? And that salvation of Yahuwah is by Yahusha, which is why you have many messianic prophecies of Yahusha's coming in Yashayahu, okay? Next is Baruch. Now, this is not translated into English at all. It's actually a Abari word, and Baruch means blessed. Bat, Rash, Ua, Kat, Baruch, which means blessed. Barak means bless. Like I'm going to Barak you, I'm going to bless you, all right? But then if you say Baruch Yahu, that would mean blessed, past tense, blessed of Yahuwah, okay? Big difference between Barak and Baruch, all right? Let's keep going. Next word is Ezekiel, all right? Now this will be pronounced Yakazakal or Yakazakal, okay? Which means Alua will strengthen. Now, you have some of the Yahudim and the Yasharalim that had all in their name, or they had Yahu in their name. The all is always connected to the Alua of Yasharal, which is Yahuwah. Okay, now Kazak means strength. Okay, just like Hezekiah, he was called Kazak Yahu, which means strengthened of Yahuwah. But when you look at the Alua will strengthen, it's because the Yakazak all or Yakazakal has the all at the end, which is short for Aluwa, which is mighty one. So he is strengthened of Alua, and that's what that means. Let me actually make this a little bigger so I can see it a little bit better. There we go. All praises. All right. Next one is Daniel, and that's pronounced Dani-ol. Dani-ol. Okay. You got the Dani, and then you've got the all. And whenever you see that apostrophe right there, it's breaking down a name. Okay. Now, sometimes people put the apostrophe in the Abari to cover up the silent aleph or the silent ayin, which makes the A sound. But in this particular situation, it would actually be a breakdown of the name itself. You have the Dani, which means judge. Okay. And like I said, you've got words that have multiple meanings, but you also have words that mean the same thing. So, for example, we just looked at shafatim, which means judge, or shafatim means judges. And then you have shafat, which means judge. That's why Yahuwah is going to bring the heathens into the valley of Yahushaphat to judge them. Okay, which in Yahushaphat means judgment of Yahuwah. Okay. Again, all these names have meaning, okay? Now, again, Daniel would be judge, okay? So just like when you think about the tribe of Dan, it means judge, okay? So Daniel means Alua is my judge. So if you have a singular word, right, in the Abari tongue, if you have a singular word and you put a Y at the end, it becomes possessive, right? So you can say Alua when you're referring to the Most High Yahuwah, right? But you can also say Aluahi, which means my Alua, all right? Now, again, it could depend on how something is being said. For example, if I say I'm a Yahudi, right, that would mean that in a sense it's possessive because it refers to me being a singular individual from the tribe of Yahudah, okay? So Yahudi, all right? But in this essence, it refers to someone possession of something. So Alua is our judge. He is my judge. Therefore, I will put Alua he. Just like when I say Salak, Salak means forgive. But when I put the Y at the end, it becomes Salaki, which means forgive me. Okay. So you understand these little subtleties and these little nuances in the Abari tongue. It just, like I said, it just depends on what you're saying and what the context of what you're saying is. All right, moving on. The next name is Hosea in the English, but this is pronounced Husha. Husha. Now, again, when people say his name is not Yahusha and his name is, Shua, Yahushua, or Yeshua, then you have to explain the Sheen and the Ayin, which is the root word of the word Yasha. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Fun fact, but Joshua's name was originally Husha. Okay. Moses added a yod to his name, making it Yahusha. Okay. Tiffany's in the building. Shalom, everyone. I'm working. I can't type to respond, but much love to you all. I'm definitely listening, though. Oh, I appreciate you, sis. Akeem says, all right, family, to take off. Shalom to each and every one of you. I'm now part of the playback gang. LOL. May you all continue to barack you in your levels. I appreciate you all. Thanks for dropping in. We appreciate you, fam. Okay. So Husha is Hosea. And again, Husha was also the name of Joshua originally. And again, it was one letter that was added to his name, which is the Yod, which makes the Y sound. And he became Yahusha, who is also the name of the Messiah. Okay. All right. Moving on. The next word or the next name is Joel. Okay. And this would actually be pronounced Yahu'al. Yahu'al, or some people say you all for short, but it would be Yahu'al, which means Alua is mighty, okay? Or Yahuwah is Alua, okay? So again, we're referencing the Father where you have the Yahu right here, and then you have the All. So that would be Yahu'al, okay? Moving on, the next word or the next name is Amos or Amos in the English. Ain, Mam, Ua, Samak. The Samak makes the S sound, which is not the same as the Sheen, because the Sheen, which is the W-looking letter, which is this right here, this makes the SH sound, and the Samak makes the S sound. So it would be Amos, which means to be burdened or troubled. All right. The next one is Obadiah. Okay. In the Abari, it would be pronounced Abad Yahu. Now, Abad means servant. Okay. So what does it they mean? Servant of Yahuwah. Okay. Abad Yahu, servant of Yahuwah. Okay. Very simple. Next word is Yuna or Jonah in the English, and that is simply means dove. Then you have Mika, okay, or Micah in the English is what they call it, but it would be Mik Yahu, okay, or Mikayahu. And it means who is like Yahuwah, who is for Yahuwah. Just like when we think about the name Misha'al, which means who is like Alua, who is Alua. I think that's such a powerful name. I ain't gonna even lie. If I have a son, I'm definitely gonna name him Misha'al. Me and my woman, we in agreement about that. All praises to the Most High. But yeah, who is like Alua? Who is Yahuwah? And if you put the Mika Yahu, then you get who is like Yahuwah, who is for Yahuwah, who is Yahuwah. Okay. Next one is Nakum. All right. Now again, this is another one of these words in the scriptures that is an Abari word in its origin. It hasn't been, Hellenized and become an English word. So Nakam or Nakum means comforts or consoled. Okay. Nakum. You've got the noon, you've got the kat. The kat makes a CH sound, kind of looks like a ladder. Okay. You've got the ua, and then you've got the mam, which would be Nakum. Nakum. All right. Next one is Kabakuk. In the English, they say Habakkuk. Okay. But it would be Kabakuk. Okay. And it means to wrestle or embrace. Okay. So you've got the kat, the bat, the kuf, the ua, and another kuf, which gives us Kabakuk, to wrestle or embrace. The next one is Zephaniah, and this is actually pronounced Zaphan Yahu, which means hidden by Yahuwah, or Yahuwah has hidden. Okay. And you have the Sod right here, which makes the TS sound. Then you have the Ba, okay, which makes the PH sound. Then you have the Noon, which makes the N sound. Then you have the Yod, the Hey, and the Ua. So Zafan Yahu would be hidden by Yahuwah, or Yahuwah has hidden. Okay. Next one is Haggai. Now this is actually pronounced Kagag. Kagag. Okay. Now Kag is a word we use a lot of times because it refers to the feast day, Feast of Tabernacles. Okay. Yom Kippurim, right? Feast of Trumpets. Kag Tharuah, right? Feast of Trumpets. Okay. But in this word, Kag means festival or feast or celebration. Okay. So this means Kagag, my feast, festive or celebration is what that means, because it's referring to feasts. Okay. Moving on, the next one is Zechariah, and this is pronounced in the Abari, Zakar Yahu, which means Yahuwah remembers. Okay. You got the Zine, you've got the Kaf, you got the Rosh, the Yod, the Hey, and the Ua. Zakar Yahu, Yahuwah remembers. And that's Zechariah. And then of the prophets, the last book of the prophets is Malachi. Okay. But it would be Malachi. So you see that Y at the end right there. Now it's possessive, which means my messenger, okay, or my servant, Malachi, Malachi, okay? All right. Now, the next section we're going to look at is called Ha-Kathubim, Ha-Kathubim. And Kathubim means writings, okay? I actually have a song coming out on my album called Ha-Kathubim, which means the writings, okay? And you have the Hey, which is the Ha, okay, or the H sound. Okay, so that's the. Then we have the Kaf, we have the Thou, we have the Ua, we have the Bat, the Yad, and the Mam. So this would be Hakathu Beam. Okay, the writings. All right. So Ruth is another Abari word that actually applies to the original language. And Ruth, which is Rash, Ua, Thou, meaning friendship or companion. All right. Next one is Job in the English, and we pronounce this Ayub, Ayub. And this is persecuted or oppressed, which obviously he was. Okay. Now, this is a very, very, very popular one. We all know about the book of Psalms, obviously. I mean, there's so many. It's one of the biggest books of the Bible itself. Now, people think it's Tehillim or Tehillim, but remember, these Jews and these fake, individuals calling themselves the chosen have corrupted Yahuwah's language. It should be Fahalim, which means song, or not actually songs, but it would be, what's the word I'm looking for? Fahalim would refer to what psalms would be, which are poetic writings. Okay, that's why when you look at Fahalim or you look at Psalms, you can see how much Dawood is pouring out his heart to Yahuwah. Okay, so Fahalim. All right, so you have the thou, you have the ha, you have the lamad, what makes the L sound, then you have the yad and the mam, Fahalim. And remember, anytime you have an M at the end of something, that means it's more than one. Okay, and these are obviously many, many poems and songs written by Dawood. Okay, so Fahalim is how it would be pronounced. Proverbs, all right? This would be Mashalim, because remember, it's more than one. So Mam, Sheen, that makes the SH sound. The Lamad makes the L sound. The Yad and the Mam. Mashalim. And that means wisdom and bywords, okay? Moving on, the next word is Ecclesiastes, and that would be pronounced as Kahalath. Kahalath. All right, Kuf, Ha, Lamad, Thou, Kahalath. All right, and that means preacher, speaker, or collector of sentences. All right, now the next one is Song of Songs. All right, and that would be in some of your versions, they have it as Song of Solomon. Okay, now I actually have a group that I had brought together. If y'all have heard the Torah tapes album, shout out to everybody that's listened to it. Those sisters that I worked with, I gave them a band name and I called them Shirim Zion, which means songs of Zion. Okay, so the word for song is Sharim. Okay, Sharim. All right, so Shair HaSharaim, song of songs. Okay, boom, right here. And then the last one from the Katubim or the writings would be Lamentations, which is pronounced Kina, Kina, Kina. And that means to lament. Okay? Very, 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 very simple, straightforward. And again, if you want to get these scriptures, matter of fact, I'm going to just post the link in the chat in case you guys want to study these on your own time. Let me post it in the chat. Nikechi is here. Hey, shalom, sis. Good to see you. All praises to the Most High. All right, so this is the link if you want to go to the blog and look at all these yourself. All right, moving on. Now we're going to go through some of these apocryphal books. Now keep in mind, these are not all of them. I just did the ones I could think of or at the top of my mind. But if I have to update the website and add more, I will. But I just wanted to put this together for you guys real quick. So the apocryphal books. Now Jubilees is actually would be pronounced Yubalim, Yubalim, which means ram's horns. Okay, which is the sound of, they blow the shofar, every month, every new year, and so on and so forth. A Jubilees would equate to 50 years. Okay, so Yubalim is the ram's horn, which I blow the ram's horn at appointed times. Muadim. Okay, the next one is Maccabees. Okay, and this will be pronounced Maccabim. Okay, more than one. There's the M right there. Okay, and that means hammer or extinguisher. Next, we have Kanuk. Kanuk, okay? The CH sound, because you got that kot right there, or the K. Sometimes I put the KH or the CH. It doesn't really matter because they make the K sound, but that CH, KH sound is where you get the kot from, okay? Enoch Kanuk means dedicated, trained, and disciplined. Obviously, Kanuk was a very dedicated, very trained, and very disciplined individual. And this is why he was brought up into heaven, with Yahuwah, because he was a very righteous man. Okay. Moving on, you have Wisdom of Solomon, and that will be pronounced Kakma. Kakma means wisdom. And then Shaluma. Shaluma. Okay. Shalom obviously means peace, right? But his name was Solomon in the English, but he'd be pronounced Shaluma. Kakma Shaluma, all right, is Wisdom of Solomon. All right, we already did Esdras, and then you have Sirach. Now, I did a little bit of looking into this word. You have the Samach, the Yad, the Raj, the Kot, all right, but there's actually no definition of this word. It would just be Sirach, so There's that. All right. Then lastly, we're going to go through the Barith Kadashah. And the Barith Kadashah is what we call the renewed covenant. Okay. And this is where you get a lot of these books, you know, concerning Messiah. You get Paul's letters and you get all of those books. Okay. So it would be pronounced ha, or the renewed. I forgot to put the ha Barith Kadashah. Okay. Ha Barith Kadashah would be renewed covenant. Matthew would be Mathath Yahu and Abari. Okay, Mathath Yahu, and that means Yahuwah's gift. Then you have Mark, or Marcus, which means man of Yahuwah. Then you have Luke, which would be Lucas, which means the light. Then you have Yahukanan, which means Yahuwah favors or favored of Yahuwah, or John in the English. Then you have Acts, which is Ma'ashim, all right? And that means words, actions, or duties. Then you have Galathim, or Galatians, which are those people of Galatia. That's one of the groups that Paul was sent to bring the Bashura, or the gospel of Yahusha. And then you have Thessalonakim, or Thessalonians in the English, which means those of Thessalonica, which is another one of those nations that Paul was sent to. Then you have Corinthim, which is those of Corinth, or Corinthians. Then you have Romaim, which is Romans, or those of Rome. Now this one is kind of tricky. Okay, it means friendly, but Philemon would actually be pronounced Philemon. Okay, because remember the P, or the Pa, makes the PH sound, so to be Philemon, and that means friendly. Then you have Kulashim, and that would be Colossians in English, which means those of Colossae, also another nation that Paul was sent to. Then you have Aphashim, which is Ephesians in English, and that means those of Ephesus, or Ephesus. Then you have, Philaphim, which is those of Philippi, or Philippians. Then you have Timothy. Now remember, this is a tot, so this makes a T sound and not the TA sound, because it would be the thou. So this would be Timotheus, okay, and that's Timothy in English. Then you have Titus, which is Titus, and that means pleasing. Then, of course, you have Abarim, which is Hebrews, okay? And obviously that means Hebrews. Abarim, all right? And remember, we say Abari and we say Abar because these Hebrew people are descendants of Abar. In the English, they call him Eber, who was a Shemite. This is where Abraham comes from. This is where Abraham's father Terah comes from. This is where Abraham's brother comes from. And everyone that is a descendant of Shem, that descends from Abar, who is a descendant of Shem. Now, don't get me wrong, they're all Shemites. But this progenitor of the Abari, or Hebrew people, starts with Abar. Okay, so anybody that's a descendant of Abar would be considered Hebrew. Even when you think about the Moabites, I've heard people ask me, are they the Chinese people? How can they be? How can the Moabites be Chinese people when they are Shemites? And we can agree that the line of Shem were Negroes. So why under the dome would they be Chinese people? That's that camp stuff, bro. It's crazy. Moving on, James. Now, this is Yahusha's brother. But if you look at the Abari, his name actually was Yaakub. Now, this is not talking about Jacob, okay? Because you have English names that are still connected to ancient names. So, for example, you have Jacob, who is the son of Isaac, right, and the brother of Esau. But then, even when you look up the name Judas, that is also that's Yahudah. Now, that's not Yahudah, the son of Jacob. Okay, so Judas's name was actually Yahudah. Okay, same thing with Jude, and we're going to get to that in a second. So James would be Yaakub, okay? That means Yahuwah raises up. The next one you have is Kapha. Kapha is Peter, okay? Kat, or not the Kat, but the Kaf, the Bow, and the Ha, okay? Kapha. And that means rock or stone. Then you have Jude, which, like I said, is Yahudah. Okay, Yod, Hey, Uah, Daleth, Hey. All right, and that means Yahuwah be praised. That's why I alwaah say Yada Yahuwah. And the root word of of Yada is that Da, right? Yahudah, okay? Yada means praise. But when you break it down, just like you do with Yahusha, you get the root word, which is Yasha, right? But you only get those last two letters, which is Shin and Ayin, all right? Which links us to Yahuwah is salvation. Same thing with Yahudah. The root word of Yahudah is Yada, but you have that Da in there, which gets you Yahudah be praised, okay? Because you have the Yahu with the Yada, which is the root word, which is praise, okay? Then lastly, you have Revelation, which is pronounced Kazun, Kat, Zin, Ua, Nun, Kazun, all right? And that means vision, oracle, or reveal. I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory right there. So that's it. All praises to the Most High. I just wanted to do that real quick. Be sure to go through this. If you want to, you know what I'm saying, have these notes and everything. I'm pretty much done here. Everybody's like, I'm just coming in. It's okay. We're going to shut it down here. But we got another teaching that we're going to be doing in about an hour, okay? 4:45 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing this episode. Let me just show y'all in case you're curious. We're going to be talking about the pagan origins of birthdays. Make sure you don't miss this because we're going to bring out a lot of truth a little later on. All right, so this is it right here, the pagan origins of birthdays. And, you know, I try to get people to come out of Babylon, man. You know, some people don't want to hear what I got to say, but, you know, woe unto you. You've been warned. So this is what we're going to be doing in about an hour and 5 minutes. Be sure to be back here because some of y'all got family members still doing these pagan holidays and still celebrating their birthdays. I'm going to prove to you this is nothing but Luciferian, Satan, pagan tradition. All right. So be sure to be here for that lesson. Stephanie says, Shalom Yexer, I'm driving. I'll not be able to talk. It's okay, sis. Thank you for checking in with us. And I'm also going to post a link in case you guys want the link in the chat to check out this episode. We're going to be doing about the pagan origins of birthdays. Akila says, love the time you put into making these resources for us. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah. Oh, yeah. Baba Kasha, you're welcome, sis. I'm just trying to help our people, you know, understand certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of these names and stuff and the authors of the Bible and stuff have been changed to hide the fact that they had Yahu in their name or that they had Alua in their name. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So it's important to understand why we're coming back to the ancient path, why we're coming back to the true tongue of Abari, because we just want to get past the lies. And Yahuwah said he's going to restore us back to a pure tongue, which would be Abari, I'm assuming. Obviously, I mean, we're calling on the Abari name of our Father. We're calling on the Abari name of Yahushua HaMashiach. So I think that this is helping to fulfill that and set it in place. All right, fam. So we're going to be back here in an hour. I appreciate everybody that tuned in today. I know some of you guys are going about your day. So, you know, my apologies. If you're not able to participate in the chat, shout out to the replay gang that's going to be watching this later. And yeah, we'll be back here in about an hour and actually an hour and 3 minutes. Okay. Love you all. Take care. All esteem be to Yahuwah Yahusha. Shalom.
Hey, Yexer.
Ab Yahuwah Alua of all creation. May your name be esteemed upon high forever. When I feel alone, I put my trust in Yahuwah. When the world is telling me who I am doesn't matter, I follow your word. When my enemies come against me, I stand strong. I believe in your son Yahusha and the power of his redemptive blood. When I call on your name, I know you hear me beyond everlasting hills, beyond the heights of the Shamayim. When I'm at my lowest, I put my trust in the Most High. I do not believe in a higher power. I believe in the highest power, who is Yahuwah Ha'alua Ba'yasharah. Ab Yahuwah Nathak Vakbulakak Ma'u Aruka Yasha. Amu Hekam, Yashara, Naha Yakub, Lashu, Kadumarak, Kakabud La Hashamuth, Yahuwah U Yahusha. There is power in your Kadash name. There is uprightness in your Torah. There is joy everlasting in in your perfect will. Your love knows no limits, and your mercy abounds. May every so-called black man be made a priest for you. May the daughters of Zion be comforted, protected, and led in righteousness by the men of Yasharah. May every Yasharali child be instructed in your Torah. Father, help us to stand against our enemies. Give us strength, perseverance, and endurance in these last days. Lead us to a place of shalom, safety, and protection everlasting. For there is no one like you. Yahuwah Elohinu, Yada Yahuwah Alam. I give you all of me. Aman.
I give you all of me. I give you all of me. I give you all of me.
Hey, Yexer.